Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, whatever, like these guys aren't even really based, bro. I don't even consider those guys like based like that. Like Matt Walsh will never talk about Jewish power. Michael Knowles will never talk about Jewish power. They're owned by fucking Ben Shapiro. Like, okay, dude, cool, we get it. There's two genders. Okay, cool. Like being gay is lame. Okay, cool. You know, I just consider them kind of like culture warriors. It's like, okay, let's like, you know, let's talk about black crime, or let's talk about they'll talk about like the stuff that's safe. Let's talk about Muslims. Let's talk about black crime. Let's talk about trannies. Let's talk about gays. Let's talk about like, you know, OnlyFans girls. That's cool and all, but like, all right, bro, like, are you gonna like tackle like the real, you know, elephant in the room and then talk about Jewish power and Zionism? Of course not. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how you could tell who's on this, who's not in the right wing. Like, if they're willing to talk about all the stuff and then stop at like the Jews, then you know what type of you know who's owned. And that's what I've always kind of realized is like, you know, look at people's position on the war. If they're over here talking about like, oh yeah, you know, we need to support Israel. Like, you know, Israel's in the right with this war, or like, yeah, I support this war. We need to attack Iran because like they're the biggest backer of terrorism, or some other faggot shit like that. It's like, all right, dude, like that's how you know that like they're completely owned. They're what I call magatards. It's like, look, I like Donald Trump. He's entertaining. I voted for him, whatever. But I'm not a fucking like a bot. Like if he does some fuck shit, I'm gonna say he did some fuck shit. I don't like what he did with this war. It was retarded. We voted for no new wars, and he fucking did this retarded shit. And all these political commentators that like are not calling him out on that, like it's kind of embarrassing, because it's like that just goes to show like who's compromised and who's not, who's owned by the Jews and who's not. And unfortunately, this is one thing I hate about the right wing. This one thing I hate about the GOP, and this one thing I hate about right wing media. 99% or a staggering majority of right wing political commentators are run by fucking or owned by Jews. And it's really fucking annoying.